So dismissal, dismissed in February of 2002. A week before this, there was a conference meeting, and Kevin Ippenkoven sort of has a way of kissing ass quite a bit. The way he conducts himself, it's very brown-nosed. He sticks it up. It's sad to see this. And I guess I just was sort of seeing him do this and kind of correct me in a conversation while looking good at the same time. You kind of have to be gentle how you do that. And so I kind of like backlashed, stop it, So anyways, so it's kind of a frustration. Again, Kevin Ippenkoven isn't on 20 milligrams of Zyprexa and 700 milligrams of 750 milligrams of Depakote every day. So his brain's working pretty good, and mine is not. And so I lashed out at him. It was just a simple argument and got it straightened out. But upon dismissal, 1 week later, they said, "Chris, you need to leave." I say, "Why?" They said, because the argument you had a week earlier. Really? I didn't understand. I went home, trying to figure out what's going on. I thought, it took me like spinning my mind for 4 or 6 hours. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? This can't be this stupid argument. I talked to Noah. He's like, yeah, that was a stupid argument. So who cares? It was no big deal. And then I tell Noah, I say, I think Kevin thought I may have, on the way to work, I was merging cars, and I think he thought I was trying to run him off the road or something. And Noah's like, yeah, right. Good one, Chris. Yeah, right. You're hallucinating. You're a little kooky. Yeah, right. And during the entire dismissal, I never found out that was actually the case until 5 years later when I sued him, that was actually the case. The case slipped out during a deposition. And then the defense kind of comes in, oh, yeah, we mentioned this the whole time. Yeah, oh, yeah, they didn't mention it until it slipped out of the deposition. The attorney kind of let it slip out, and I was like, and then she's like, oh, it comes out forward like, we've been talking about this the whole time. So it was never brought out. So it turns out my imagination is pretty accurate. Had to go to anger management classes for, like I said, I didn't know what for. For the argument, that was stupid. That was a stupid argument. It's like, who cares? Well, it just turns out that, when I wasn't humorous for a year, and people, I got my demons issuing unreal commands that are causing chaos in the unreal, and people are starting to spread rumors. And next thing you know, the word, Kevin Ippenkoven, evidently he has a vagina. He's very much like a woman who complains to the mommy. And, Mommy, help me, I'm weak and I'm helpless. Do something. Very much like a woman, inferior. And so I got fired for that. Took 6 months, about 5, some counseling things was going on for anger management. Nobody was telling me anything. And GE decided to let me go after about 2 or 3 months, with about 2 months of benefits before they, with the condition that, with these extra payments, that I wouldn't be able to sue them for discrimination. And of course, I need some food on the table because I have a family to raise, and I realize that nobody cares for me except myself. So I got to figure out what to do. So I didn't know what to sue. I didn't know how to sue. Called up 2 people, 2 lawyers, and they said, "Oh, it's really hard to have a case. Really hard case. It's really hard to do something like that. You probably don't have a case." So I took the deal. It turns out that I started the lawsuit because there's a clause in it that says if you're mentally ill, statute that says if you're mentally ill, then you are not in a sound state of mind, and thus any contract you sign becomes null and void. So I used that to commence the lawsuit. During this time, I started going off the meds because they weren't doing any good. The doctor says, hey, take your meds and everything's going to be fine. Well, evidently he was wrong. Turns out everybody's wrong. And GE is also lying, but they also, in the lawsuit, they said they had no idea that I was on meds. Of course, they conduct a full investigation when I first get there to talk to my doctor to understand that, Chris, you're med compliant, right? And yet somehow the judge doesn't seem to listen to anything I say. I tell them, they knew I was on meds. They knew I was seeing a psychiatrist. They talked to the psychiatrist. They knew I was on meds the whole time, and yet they said that I was not on med compliant. They said that they didn't know anything, that I was on these massive amounts of drugs, and that they were taking away my ability to think.